What's going on, my beloved peeps? How are you? Hope you're doing good. Thirsty Thursday, Throwback Thursday, whatever you want to call it. It's your day, right? Yeah, well, it's our day. Isn't that nice? Sharing is caring. So what's going on? You working? What are you doing? You at home watching me? That's cool. What's all this? Yeah, okay. So we gotta talk. Yeah. Me and you gonna have some words. Yeah, we're gonna have some words. Where to start? Well, sit down, first of all. You might need to. I'm kind of gonna do like a mind dump, okay? I want to have you get a little perspective from my perspective on the perspective that we perceive as reality, okay? That's all I'm gonna say. Okay, so there's gonna be a bunch of different topics, a bunch of different jaw-jacking scenarios, you know what I mean? But it's all gonna relate to what's going on, okay? You know, I started making this video earlier. I was sitting on my back porch because I had just chainsawed some shit around and cleared out some trees and stuff. It was pretty fun, you know. I was like, hey, I'm in Texas, I got a chainsaw. It's kind of fun. But anyways, if you were here, I would definitely take you on a date to the house of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre that has been turned into a restaurant.
Come along with us while we eat lunch at the Texas Chainsaw Massacre house.
Pretty awesome. But anyways, check this out. So I was making this video after I was sitting down after my hard chainsawing, and then I thought about, you know, being hungry. I was like, okay, I'm hungry. It's about lunchtime, whatever. And then, like, I was like, well, you know, I'm kind of still full from breakfast a little bit. And then I was like, what the hell? Where am I even going? Because then my brain was like, what if you didn't have any food? What if you were one of those unlucky souls that didn't have food, that wasn't able to eat today? And then I was like, okay, I don't know where that's coming from. So, you know, I got up, came back in the house, and then I looked at the faucet, and then I was like, I'm kind of thirsty. What if I'm going to get something to drink? And then, like, the other side, something just kicked in and said, well, what if you didn't have a chance to have something to drink? What if you didn't have any water to drink? You know, and that really stirred the whole pot. Because then I sat there and I thought, with all this money that the U.S. has surplused, okay, that people want to gloat about, Fort Knox money, this cut, that money, this cut money, the tariff money, blah, 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 right? And then you hear an announcement of $50 billion being invested in AI bullshit, some infrastructure in Texas, running by the Muskie, the Muskie Trump, right? It was like, man, like with $50 billion, you know how many people could really eat? Or maybe even have clean water? You know what I'm saying? Like have something to drink. And, you know, trust me, I mean, I'm comfortable, but I worked my ass off to get here, okay? Trust me. You don't want to sacrifice blood for anything. And, you know, so when I took an oath, I had to do what I had to do, you know, so, but that's whatever. But, you know, to see that people are like visually, physically struggling, not even mentally and emotionally, because you can't really see those things. The promises and shit that were made, and this whole, oh, you know, all for one and one for all. Well, bitch, why do you need to build a damn new ballroom in the White House? Like, I don't get it. Okay, you want to clear the streets in LA of all the homeless people, but where are you going to put them? Are you building little shacks? Are they getting these little Home Depot sheds to live in? Because, I mean, with $50 billion, that would buy a lot of sheds. What the hell? Like, what planet? I mean, I came here and I don't even know what planet I'm on. I'm on planet jacked up. It's like people love to see other people suffer just so they can benefit. And who the hell are you to think that you're better than me to benefit anyways? Because you don't even know who you're talking to, royalty over here. So enough with your entitlement. This is what I say. These Congress people, they come in session, and now they get these big fat heads, right? Big fat heads, or we're making the laws. But I mean, it's not easy to be in a position to the public. But to be humble because you're in the public, because we put you there, should be your place. So to come off like what you think is going to be the right way or your opinion is only negated on your own brain, representatives. It infuriates me that, for example, okay, since we're just clearing the mind, Texas governor did a good thing for Texas about the THC stuff, right? Because the lieutenant governor decided he wanted to keep the ban. Why? Because his backdoor neighbor judge had his own opinion that influenced the lieutenant governor to want to veto THC. And I'm a veteran, man. Like, I got severe PTSD. Dude, I had to hold it down so much that my kids would want to play tricks on me, and jump around the fucking corner, try to scare me, and I'm freaking out. I take my son to those baseball practice places, and you got that mat behind the home plate, and the ball misses and hits that dump. I'm on the ground. That was my PTSD. Shut up. But I came a long way through the experiences and traumas and tribulations to see that fear is just opposite of faith. Fear is opposite of faith. So if you're living in fear, you have no faith. So then, with a little bit of mental trajectory, Texas changed that whole idea, and now seeing that, just an example, this THC shit is, beneficial. When it's regulated, monitored, I mean, we're grown-ups, okay? We are. So if you treat us like grown-ups, we're gonna act like it. And so now they're coming back with another ban, and it's like, just stop. Stop with the empty promises. Stop with the lies. Stop with stop what's good, what you think is for us, because it's just what you think. Sorry, I'm just riled up. A lot of these politicians don't even go around and ask what you think might be good or not. Have you gotten a survey from your local representative saying, hey, do you think Joe Schmo in the sheriff's department needs to be shit canned or what? You don't know. But they're just making these rules to say this is what you want. And, we've been slowly making some change that way to change certain things. But, we got to scrap the race, man. We got to scrap the race and the religion. Because the man-made religion is just straight up malarkey coming from a certified life coach / your friendly neighborhood spiritual advisor, okay? I know what's up. My downloads, my messages aren't just a willy-nilly. There's no imposter syndrome. It's straight from the divine. It's going to hand you your ass if you're not paying attention. Because that's my mission. Look up 1 Corinthians 12. So we need to be talking the same thing. Okay? It's like when say you're a couple, and you've been together for 50 years, and you all been going to Chili's every Friday, and you get the same shit every Friday. You know it. That's how we need to be with things that are for us. Like, we're wasting all this money to go to space. We're wasting for Mark Zuckerberg to hide in his bunker. We're wasting all this money on things that are just unnecessary for humanity. Like AI, dude. Like, I know China's trying to do their crap, dude, but you know what? To let our infrastructure go, to have our grid system so vulnerable and weak that there's no backup, for fucking years if some shit went down. Like, though we're trying to be technologically advanced, we're really in the dinosaur age. But the agenda of the certain people that are in power are just corrupt for themselves. Like, I don't give a shit what you did in your background. You could do, dirty things to yourself. You could drink too much, but that shit doesn't make you a bad person by the heart. For the Lord does not judge us by our heart. I mean, he judges us by our heart, but not by the flesh. Even the Egyptians. You gotta get your heart weighed, don't you, against the feather? So, to me, it's just been a huge waste. It's like hot air. It's like somebody... Okay, so it's like you're... Okay. I'm going to go back to my childhood real quick, okay? Because this is hilarious. I'm going to give you a flashback scene of my head so that you can be in the place where I'm at. Imagine you being 6 years old on a summer church bus, and you're ready to go take a field trip. But the bus driver lady's assistant is wearing a muumuu, and it's in California, in Southern California, and it's hot as shit. She's rolling down the windows for all the kids on the bus. So when she leans over, what do you see? Her giant, hairy armpits, and you have this musky smell that you can never let go of. Dude. Some people are just instilled with things of beliefs that we all just went along with. So I can always remember buses by that lady in her hairy armpits, but I might choose to just remember her as her musky smell. You know what I mean? So it takes two to tango. It takes two to make the game work. It takes two to make a relationship successful. Like, how don't people see this in the reality that they have all this big money and this power to actually make some shit happen when they're blowing hot air like the lady with the hairy armpits and the bad breath? That's the ending part I wanted to end with, that she had bad breath when she leaned in. She said, "Let me open this window." It was like, raw dragon breath. So this is what these people are doing, breathing their dragon breath, showing their hairy armpits. But maybe not caring if you think that people should shave their armpits. But see, what really pisses me off is that these arrogant, egotistical, entitled people forget that we put them there. We gave them that sense of trust to say, well, we think you're that, you might be the sharpest tack in the box. So we're going to put you out front. And then you go out front, and then you get this big head. Now you're a Lego, and now we're shit. To me, that's so disrespectful. That's like So we all need to be talking on the same language here. We need to be saying, we need to keep our waters clean. We need to keep the land clean. Like, you've ever heard of Don't Mess with Texas? I've been in a lot of different states, being in the military and shit. But guess what? Like, Texas is one of the cleanest places you're going to find on the streets. Because don't mess with Texas, you litter, boom. It's like capital punishment. You might get the electric chair if you litter in Texas. That's hypothetically speaking. That never happened. Probably never will. But you'll get a stiff-ass fine. Because they don't mess. Sheriffs will come and sniff that trash from 60 miles away, just come on your ass and give you a ticket. So if we could be that vigilant with that kind of care and concern for where we live and how we are, because you don't really want to shit where you sleep, right? No. So how much happier would all of us be if we had like this Tesla free electricity deal, right? Getting power from the sun. Nobody really saying, what's confusing? There's like a federal law that we all have to abide by. And then, you got to go to the state. So now you got state laws that you got to abide by. And in no way I'm trying to cause a resurrection or insurrection or a erection. I'm just saying. Then you got to go to the county, and then there's rules. So, like, who the frig are we even following? What rules pertain? Things could be kind of universal. Like a stop sign in every freaking county, state, federal jurisdiction is the same. It means stop. Why can't there be certain laws like that apply? A felony murder charge should be the same in California than it should be in New York. Your ass is getting hung out to dry. You know what I mean? And how much easier would the machine actually work? How much easier would the machine work if we really took the $50 billion and sunk it into infrastructure and gave people in Detroit cleaner water than the mud that they're drinking, or Flint, Michigan? My water, man, I did that little TPS test to test the particles in the water. Dude, I couldn't even see through the water, first of all. Second of all, it was reading almost 5.0. The federal standard's like 0.01. What? I'm drinking straight lead shit over here, dude. Mercury and probably the county towns guys piss. Who knows? But they don't give a shit, because on that side of town, their water's different and it's cleaner and it's not like that. So what makes you a better human being than me? Don't even let me get into that, because you're going to be embarrassed with the ego, because I'll just say a few things and you're going to be like, oh, that's right. I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but I'm not freaking... Okay, let me give you an example. Let's just say you're my son or my daughter. Okay, because I'm old enough to be that, and look, don't even feel it, right? Time don't work on me. So my middle daughter, because I have 3 lovely adult daughters. One's about to have a birthday. Woo, my girl, my peanut, I love you. All right, so check this out. My middle daughter, who the one I was standing as quarterback when the mother was pregnant, and she's like, I gotta sneeze, and she's like, the baby's coming out, and the doctor just left, and I'm like, fuck no, don't do that, right? Freaky point. So I had a really good bond with her, but she was a nightmare to wake up. And, you know, being in the Army, Dad's like, okay, dress right, let's go, you gotta get shit ready, blah, blah, blah. And she was never ready, even just waking her up from the start. So it was frustrating, and I didn't want to piss her off, because I know how frustrating it is for her to drag her ass out of bed, put her socks on, brush her hair to go to school. So I try to find a very delicate way, in a very sarcastic asshole kind of way, to enjoy the moment of waking her up. So the only way that I could think of it is in humor. So what did I do? I came in with pots and pans like a marching band, bow, 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 popping that shit, trying to wake her up. Then one time I took my guitar with my amp and was like, I was serenading her. You know, and so the whole point of all that is, you know, there are frustrating situations that we all go through, especially when it comes to a mass problem, you know. The people that are in these positions aren't thinking outside the box enough to see the whole entirety of what's outside the box. They're just looking in their little box because they're doing what they're told, because once they get in a certain position, then they let their peers influence them enough, forgetting us people who put them there. So in my mind, of those simple examples, how hard is it to really have different scenarios and situations that could actually benefit mankind? Wow. Just saying. Like, food is not a right. Food is a necessity, bitch. And if you think that food is a right, well, let me put my right foot straight up your ass. Because you, me, and everybody else deserves to eat the same. And it's a shame that you're spending $50 billion on some bullshit AI and not the people that are actually feeding the AI. You and me on TikTok, on YouTube right now, filling and feeding the algorithm. We're feeding the AI our knowledge, our essence. We ain't getting paid for that, but you're taking it, and now guess what? Google's the dictionary. I just made a little video about some stupid robots, dude. Like, they were self-trained, programmed to do certain things, but all of a sudden, out of nowhere, now these two robots, they self-taught themselves how to play soccer. So you feed the machine, it will definitely take all of our knowledge, all of our essence, and then make itself us. And that's what they want to do, is try to put us away from our soul and put it into this soulless being that's a copy of you, robotically, VRly, whatever. But meanwhile, the planet that we're actually sitting on is going to hell. The water, you know, the lands, like, I mean, it's just atrocious. It's like sitting in your living room with your VR glasses on, and your whole house is on fire, and you're thinking, oh, that's cool, but my couch is flame retardant. It's frustrating. Because if I had a whole bunch of loot, oh, damn, you know I'd be doing the right thing with that. You know, we need communities to pull together, because if we ain't got the bigger sense of people helping us, then the communities at least should be helping each other. Because every community should be having this grow farm bullshit so we can make our own foods and not polluted by the people that are taking care of us from polluting our food. So, you know, there are alternative solutions and ideas, but it seems like a lot of people are afraid to even mention those ideas. Why? Because of retribution, the blacklisting, the, oh, my Wi-Fi's out, oh, somebody's hacking my phone, oh my God, I'm being gang stalked. Well, bitch, that's been happening to me for like 5 years. Straight up. Straight up gang stalked, 5 years, man. People try to put me down to shut me up. So sorry for you, because you can't stop what the divine has set in motion. 1 Corinthians 12, the Lord had given gifts spiritually, because we are spirit beings, to individuals to be messengers, to be prophets, to be fortune tellers, psychics, tarot card readers, all that bullshit y'all don't believe in. It's called spirituality. But see, it's not corrupted because it is from the Spirit, so it enhances your essence of your higher being. Because you remember, we were put here on punishment. The Garden of Eden, the biting the apple. Earth is punishment. And it's not punishment in the sense of hell with the chains and the fire. No, because this is a beautiful place that we are neglecting, like kids that don't love their toys on Christmas. When we're put here to take care of it. And what? Shed through the sin that we had, get over the temptations of the devil, and find our way back to the garden. Because we have dominion over this earth, not Satan. It's not his world, it is ours, because God put us here to tend to the place. And hardly anybody's doing it. So, hit up hashtag Team Water. I'm teaming up with Mr. Beast. That's right, Big Daddy on YouTube. I'm teaming up with Mr. Beast and a whole lot of others. And we're raising a whole bunch of money so people can have clean water. They just dug a well in Africa now. Drink clean water. Imagine drinking dirt from the side of the road water. That's what they've been doing. Can you live with yourself like that, sitting in your little New York flat and be like, look at my sparkling water over here. You know, Brooklyn in the house. But I'm from Boston, so I'll just slap you with some spaghetti. Yeah, nah, but my family was from South Boston. So if you know who South Boston is, you know about that little Whitey Bulger guy. Okay, that's all I'm saying. But nonetheless, we need to get things better over here. And it takes you and me to do that. I've been doing my part. Dude, you don't think that people have been watching me and got me on some kind of list to make sure that I ain't saying that one hotkey word that might get me in trouble or whatever? Dude, I don't care. Because people know what shit is wrong, and if you can't speak on the truth to say, hey, that's wrong, then to me you're just as bad. So you get a little less food, okay? You don't get no Jell-O this time. Shit. But we need to pull it together. Everybody's crying about this, crying about that. Democrats suck. Trump's whatever. Elon Musk is an alien. I mean, come on, to stop with all the drama and let's look at the reality of shit. Who cares if Elon's a freaking alien? Dude, he's working some magic. Okay, but we gotta put it in the right way. For all of humanity, not just like Bill Gates and thinking that he's going to make plastic meats to like eliminate half the people like he did in Africa with his polio vaccine, right, Bill? Right? Didn't you do that? Yeah, you did, you scum. Who do you think you are with your husband, wife? No offense. I mean, your sexual life is a sexual life, and I'm going to call you out for what it is. It's just a shame that you can't admit to what you are is what you is. And I think we're all at a point now that we don't want that no more. We don't want the fake. We don't want the lies. We don't want the bureaucratic fluff. Because you can smell it from a mile away. It smells like damn sewer. It smells like an Arkansas creek down in the summertime, about August. But yeah. So, buck up, homeboy, homegirl. I'm talking about, throw down, stand 10 toes down. If you know something is a truth, you better wreck it like Miley Cyrus with a wrecking ball. Because that's the only thing that's going to make change, and nothing can stop the truth. When the truth comes out, it's done. Get over it, kid. So the truth is we all need water. The truth is we all need food. The truth is nobody should live better than anybody else unless they really try to make it that way. So you want to be a freaking Olympic track athlete, then do it. And whatever they're compensating for that, then good for you. Greg, congratulations. But the next person should get pissed because they can't even do 5 push-ups and think that they should get the money for being an Olympic athlete that they're not. You see where that goes? So if you're drinking fizzy water, you can't sit there too high on your horse because you ain't never drank the mud. And that's what, my friends, that's the mentality we need to change. Because you got your daddy's money, you think you're better? No. See? So, get with it. Put your voice out there. Speak your mind. Trump just passed an executive order to say that these social media companies aren't going to hold us down no more in our free speech. So mind your P's and Q's and keep it kind of ghetto, but not that much, and say what you got to say, because we need to hear what you need to say. Because the people that have been talking so much, we need backup already. Okay? So step into the ring. I'm tagging you in. We'll both come over the elbows. We'll do our shit. But it's got to be in an intelligent manner where people are making sense. And right now, the people that are running shit, I don't care who you voted for, what side you're on, man. I'm on the side of humanity. So if it ain't making sense for humanity, then it don't make sense to me. Okay? So think about that. Enjoy that, my friends. Have a great weekend. I might go get some tacos. I don't know. We'll see. Food for thought.